Gods versus demons has been a constant struggle since the beginning of reality that transcends time itself, but it does differ from anime to anime. In Dragon Ball, the God realm has been shown to be the pinnacle of the multiverse, rendering the demons in Dragon Ball inferior as far as we know so far. While the power the gods in Dragon Ball possess may seem along the lines of demonic, the two are very separate entities still that don't seem to ever be able to stack up quite the same. In another universe much different from the one we know now, gods and demons seem to be on a more level playing field. But in the lesser world of the mortal realm, one demon is atoning for his sins for the rest of his conscious life. Meliodas, son of the Demon King, has quickly become an anime protagonist that I personally am interested in, partially due to a game that I've been playing called Grand Cross, but the more I learn about him and some of his companions, the more I do get interested in this anime. Seven Deadly Sins, whether for good reason or not, has gained massive attention over the past 6 months to a year or so, but I wouldn't say the anime alone is the reason for all of the hype and success. The Seven Deadly Sins were originally a group of the 7 strongest and cruelest order of holy knights for the Kingdom of Lioness. Their original branding was 7 criminals that had all committed atrocities, thus labeling them under the corresponding sin, and they all possess very unique and original abilities. Meliodas, captain of the 7 Deadly Sins, has some of the most impressive strength we've seen, being part of the demon clan himself and the eldest son of the Demon King. While in the anime Meliodas isn't quite what he is in the manga just yet, his power is still more than formidable, and rightfully so, being the leader of such an alliance. But unlike many other classic shonen anime groups, there is one that rivals even the captain, the Dragon Sin of Wrath and direct descendant of the Demon King. The one that stands at the pinnacle, the one who is superior to all 4 of the main races, Escanor, the Lion Sin of Pride. Escanor, as I'm sure most of you guys already know him, is easily one of my favorite characters in this series, largely due in fact to his abilities and personality. Turning into an indestructible, immortal god amongst humans at the stroke of noon, Escanor gains abilities that go against reality while already being in control of an excessive amount of heat at will. With all of this in mind, the demon captain of the legendary 7 Deadly Sins, Meliodas, and the one that stands at the pinnacle above all else, Escanor, faced off against one another recently in the anime. However, many fans weren't too happy with the execution. A battle as significant as these two juggernauts, even amongst their own, was meant to be a defining moment for 7 Deadly as Meliodas showcased his demon power, or assault mode, against Escanor and his sunshine abilities, allowing him to manipulate heat to staggering degrees among other things. Thanks to AOC art today, a legendary battle between 2 beings beyond normal human comprehension face off in an amazing fan animation where they put their own spin on things as Escanor attempts to finally prove to the captain who the strongest of the sins really is, no matter how much demon power he possesses. If you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, the link to AOC Art's channel will be down below in the description box, so be sure to go check out the original work and show a ton of support. The 10 Commandments, a gang of demons who directly oppose the 7 Deadly Sins themselves for over 3,000 years now, led by Meliodas' younger brother Zeldris, have managed to escalate quite a peculiar situation. After the sins confront her, Meliscula separates Meliodas from the sins, forcing them to fight while keeping him trapped. Although when he sees that Elizabeth is in apparent danger, the power of rage and darkness Meliodas kept tamed deep down within him explodes, causing him to break out of the cocoon and unleash his full demon power. With Meliodas now in full rage mode, Escanor calls for his sacred treasure, the Divine Axe Rita, which comes to him on command and then requests that Merlin encase them in a perfect cube technique, allowing the two to go all out if need be while keeping everyone else safe. As the only one powerful enough to stand up to the spawn of the Demon King himself and his own captain, Escanor, the human lion sin of pride, towers over his captain, and this is where our battle begins. Meliodas, while many feet shorter than Escanor, still looks down upon him, calling him a lowly, insolent human for thinking that he has the slightest chance against a demon of his caliber, showing that he truly has lost himself and his memories in darkness and rage. Insolent, you say, Escanor says, stroking his mustache, but he doesn't seem to be taking the battle serious yet. But Meliodas is quickly losing his temper with his squad mate, warning him that he's very upset right now. Escanor can only chuckle, as for him, this fight is just an opportunity to prove that he is superior, and seeing the circumstances, this is a perfect time. Now then, Captain, "I trust you will fight with all of your might," Escanor says, as we see him grip Rita and begin to lift her, with Meliodas raising Lost Vein as well and letting the dark power flow through him. Escanor takes the first swing at Meliodas with devastating power, but the captain easily blocks the attack with one arm himself, mocking Escanor for even thinking that a human could ever defeat a demon. Both warriors show smiles on their face, although Meliodas is very quick to lose his temper here. Escanor responds with a flurry of one-handed slashes from his axe, looking to pummel Meliodas as anyone else would be, but the successor to the Demon King could never be taken down so easily, as he jumps and simply kicks Escanor in the face. Escanor blocks Meliodas' next attack, raising Rita just in time to save him, but the captain's attack is relentless and eventually he sends Escanor flying and smacks against the wall. He gets up immediately and charges Meliodas again, who, in the blink of an eye, stabs him through the stomach with Lost Vein, showing more than superior speed compared to Escanor. Escanor still stands though as he staggers, but he is able to grab Meliodas by the head, who shows disgust in a human touching him of all people and sends a stream of hell blades through his blade and Escanor, causing the giant human to finally collapse. Meliodas looks over his comrade's still body momentarily and then assumes the fight to be over. But the sun overhead is moving closer and closer to its optimal point as the rays send a charge of life through Escanor's body. He kicks back to his feet to the disdain of Meliodas, who warns him not to act tough or he will be eliminated. Escanor's wounds begin to heal dramatically as he grows in size as well. He chuckles at Meliodas as he continues to grow to enormous proportions, commending the captain on his power. Although, he specifies that he is only strong if you disregard his own strength as his transformation from Sunshine completes. Escanor towers over Meliodas even more than before as the demon stands stunned from his unexpected transformation. Escanor raises his axe overhead, bringing down his next attack with unmatched might as the collision sends shockwaves throughout the cube from the Centipride's power. Before the dust even settles, however, Meliodas bursts through the debris unscathed and delivers a devastating punch to the gut on Escanor, bringing him to his knees finally. The fight goes on as the two clash weapons at high speeds, but Escanor eventually sees an opening and fires a Cruel Sun, a giant fireball based attack point blank, but Meliodas' special ability Full Counter allows him to reflect the full force of the attack many times over as it explodes in an upper corner of the cube. Meliodas uses the smoke to his advantage once again as Escanor is stuck searching for him with limited vision, but Meliodas makes himself visible once again, attacking Escanor from behind, but he's able to turn around to dodge just in time. Meliodas knees him in the hand, causing him to drop his axe and then to deliver a decisive blow. He goes to chop him in half at the abdomen, but Lost Vein gets lodged in Escanor's side. In terms of raw power outside of becoming the One, Meliodas in this form is leagues beyond Escanor from what we've seen so far, as he effortlessly knocks him around the perfect cube with a single punch. Escanor lays incapacitated on the ground after being bested by Meliodas for a second time, but the sun has been continuously rising overhead. As Meliodas praises Escanor for being an exceptional human, saying that it would be quite a waste to kill him, he goes to retrieve his sword anyway. It's at this very moment that High Noon is directly overhead, causing Escanor to further transform into a fiery, monstrous being of a man, with his body exuding the same properties of the sun. Escanor at the stroke of noon has transformed into the invincible being, the One. For exactly 1 minute, Escanor will reach the pinnacle of his power, surpassing all others and being invincible. So strong in fact that him just being close to his comrades is more dangerous the closer he gets to noon. Meliodas seems pleased that Escanor is back to his feet as he further releases his power and then charges Escanor, slashing him over 1,000 times in seconds. But Escanor in his current form is completely oblivious to this attack as he replies, "Wow, itchy." As Meliodas circles back around for another attack, Escanor raises one hand and then lowers it in a slicing motion using the apex of his Sunshine ability, as he calls Divine Sword Escanor, as he fatally slices Meliodas across his entire body with just his bare hand, demonstrating the awesome power of the One who stands at the pinnacle of all other races and the strongest of the 7 deadly sins. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed the video. As always, this one was freaking awesome if I do say so myself. 7 Deadly is becoming a personal favorite of mine. The more I learn about guys like Escanor, Meliodas, the 10 Commandments, etc. But what is your personal favorite part of the show?